just feel very isolated and very alone, and I honestly could see myself moving to LA. This is the makeup look, and that is the life update. Hey y'all, it's Jayla, aka JaiChanellie on the internet. Welcome back to my channel, and make sure you hit that subscribe button to join us over here. It's been a long time, and I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. It's been a while since I've come and shown my face on the channel, so welcome back to me. Took an unannounced, unintended hiatus, and I kind of want to talk to y'all about that and just give you some updates on like how life's going, what I see for myself in terms of living the life, and just where my channel is going as well. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Go ahead and grab you some snacks, grab your little drink. We're drinking a watered down matcha, okay? We made her a couple hours ago, but she's still good. Still got caffeine. I am going to go ahead and beat the face today. I will be doing a makeup look that I think I've low-key perfected. So this is the makeup look that I wore in LA. If you don't already know, I did take a vacation a couple of weeks ago to Los Angeles, California, and your girl had a time. Now, why would you follow while I'm talking? Footage coming soon. So I'm going to go ahead and recreate the makeup look that I was rocking while I was in LA. It lasted me all day, even in the heat, and it looked good every single day, okay? The face was giving. It was sitting. I literally have not unpacked my makeup bag from my LA trip. So let's get right into the look. I'm going to go ahead and prime my face using the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. This is honestly the best primer I've ever used in my entire life. I don't see me switching up my routine anytime soon. Super tacky. Gives you exactly what you need in a primer to keep your makeup on your face. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and spot conceal using our Fenty Beauty. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer in the color 385. Y'all already know I use the color 385 for like my dark marks. I use 360 as my normal highlight shade, and then I use the color 280, which is like my Kim Kardashian super bright shade. So let's talk about where I've been, y'all. So the last time I uploaded was like almost a freaking month ago, which is not normal for me. Y'all know that I'm on a weekly upload schedule, so for me to go almost a whole month without uploading a long form video on YouTube is pretty rare. Now, I have been uploading shorts every now and then. Make sure you are checking out my YouTube shorts, and I have been kind of posting on my community tab, but I have not been giving y'all videos like I normally would. And first of all, I just want to say I'm sorry. I have not been consistent on YouTube, and there's definitely a reason why, a couple of reasons why. So the last video I think I posted on YouTube was a part 2 of my French curl braids. And if you have not already watched that video, I'll go ahead and link it above for you. But French curl braids was the last like hairstyle that I had on YouTube. And as y'all can clearly see, we're rocking a completely new protective style. Yes, I will have a video on these braids coming soon, even though they're already on their last leg, child. Okay, they're coming out next weekend. I have not really been feeling the long form videos lately. And I never thought I would be a girl to say that, because YouTube has always been my first love in terms of content creation. It was the first platform I started posting on, especially about my natural hair. And I just have consistently been a fan of YouTube, so I never thought I'd see the day where I was not excited to upload a YouTube video or to work on YouTube videos. But I honestly got to that point, y'all. And part of it is because I had started to turn my focus towards Instagram a little more and creating content on Instagram for a couple of reasons. The biggest one being I do work with a management team now. Shout out to my management. Love them. And honestly, they are working to get me brand deals, to get me booked, get me all these things. And the easiest platform to get brand deals on is Instagram, y'all. Just from a content creator perspective, YouTube is like one of the hardest platforms, if not the hardest platform, to get a sponsorship on, just because the way that the influencer industry is moving, the way that content consumption is moving, shorter is better. As y'all can see from like the meteoric rise of TikTok. So most brands are turning their eyes towards short form content like Instagram Reels and TikTok videos. I think Instagram is probably the most established platform as it regards like the shop and just like brands having a presence on there. Like everybody got an Instagram. Right? Not everybody got a TikTok, not everybody got a YouTube, but everybody got an Instagram. So a lot of people brands specifically are looking for creators on Instagram. So I really have been trying to focus my efforts on stepping up my Instagram game, and I think I've done it. I've been really proud of the past couple of videos that I've been posting on Instagram. So if you're not already following me on Instagram at JaiChanellie, I do need you to go ahead and follow me on there. That's also been the platform that's been the hardest for me to grow on. So I really just wanted to like focus my efforts. As a creator, I have been going through a lot of self-doubt of like what I'm capable of. Oh, before I put it on my face, we're gonna go in with this foundation. So this is the Lancome Tiny Doll Ultra Wear Foundation. This is in the shade 410N. I was gifted this foundation by Lancome, so thank you to Lancome for that. Okay. As I was saying, I've been going through a lot of self-doubt as a content creator, especially on Instagram, where it's the hardest for me to grow. I'm still really trying to figure out who I am as a creator, and I think that aligns with just like figuring out who you are as a person. Although I do think I have a little more clarity on who I am as a person, but who I am, who Jayla is, god damn, sorry, who I am as a content creator and what I have to offer the online platform is still really fuzzy for me. I haven't really found my niche on Instagram like I'd like to. I think I found it on other platforms like YouTube. Like, I know what people come to me for on YouTube, you know? I know that if people are looking for mini twist videos, they can find me, and I know that that's kind of my thing on YouTube. It's kind of become my thing a little bit on TikTok as well. We can talk about that being my thing and how I'm not necessarily like super happy about that either. But I don't have a thing on Instagram. I don't have a niche on Instagram. I don't have a topic where I'm like the topic expert and I know that people will come to me for that content. So I just feel like a lot of my content just flies under the radar. So I've been going through like phases where I'm going and archiving a whole bunch of my posts because I can't really figure out what girl I want to be. Like, do I want to be a hair girl on Instagram? Do I only want to post hair content? And it's like, no, I don't, because I made a whole hair Instagram. If y'all didn't already know, I do have a hair Instagram that I'm no longer active on, so please don't go follow me on there. Follow me at JaiChanellie. Well, I don't want to just be a hair girl because I really do enjoy like beauty. I really do enjoy being able to tap into other things like nails. So I kind of fell off on the hair Instagram. There are other things that interest me, and also we can talk about like the hair industry for content creators and how that is a doomsday. You don't see very many successful creators who only do hair. That's not really where the money is right now at this very moment. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it would be a completely different story. But that's not kind of where we are as a society. We don't focus as much on hair as we did in the past. So as far as being a successful creator, a lucrative creator, hair is really not where it is. And let me say this, I'm not making all of my decisions based off of money. As someone who does aspire to one day be a full-time content creator, I do have to take money into account. So money is definitely informing these conversations a little more than it did before. Lifestyle is it right now. So a lot of the old hair girls, a lot of the old makeup girls are lifestyle girlies now. Why? Because that is where the money is going and flowing, or that is where their interest is going, or a little bit of both, and that's kind of what it is for me as well. My interests have gone beyond just hair, and I have tried to make my content do that as well, but I just need to do it in a way that, first of all, rings true for me, and then also can be profitable. And lastly, I don't always want to create content around my hair. Like, sometimes I just want to do my hair without making it a content moment, if that makes any sense. I'm just gonna go in with my other shades of the Fenty concealer, but as you can see right now, I'm back on this platform, so I've kind of found my groove a little bit more, kind of coming back to my love for YouTube. I just needed this time to really sit and think about like, what kind of energy am I putting out into the world? Do I want to be known as the hair girl? Do I want to share more of myself, more bits and pieces? What does that look like? Where's the line, you know, in terms of like, how much do you share? Do I want to be coming on here and being super vulnerable, and what does that look like, and how does that benefit me, and am I even capable of doing that? Just a lot of questions as it regards like how I'm emoting on the internet and how I'm sharing on the internet. And I really don't talk to a lot of people about this because I don't really have a whole lot of content creator friends or influencer friends. And the ones that I do, I don't necessarily like get to talk to them about these kind of things. Let me go ahead and blend out this concealer before it don't blend out. So yeah, that's kind of where I am in terms of content creation. So feel free to share in the comment section below of like what you want to see and what kind of content you enjoy. If I'm making hair videos, do you always want me to sit down and say step 1, step 2, step 3? Do you want a recap of how the style went? Do you want me to vlog myself as I'm installing the style? Like, what do you enjoy seeing? I'm gonna set my face with the Mented Cosmetics setting powder in the color Light to Tan. I am a Mented affiliate, which means I do have a discount code with Mented. If you use the code JaiChanellie, you will get 10% off your purchase. So go ahead and shop Mented products. I have a couple of Mented products that I'll be using in this video because they are my go-to everyday products. So yes, y'all, that's the content creator conundrum. Now let's talk a little bit more about my life. So what have I been up to in the past couple of weeks? Y'all do know that I went to LA, and that was just an amazing experience. So I went to LA to visit my cousin, LaQuelle, who lives out there. My sister actually ended up coming on the trip, which initially it was supposed to be her on the trip. I invited myself really, and then she decided that she wasn't gonna go, and then last minute she did end up going. So that was actually really, really good. I'm really glad that she decided to come to LA because we had a time, okay? We definitely had a time, and it definitely would not have been the same without her. So super glad that she was able to make the LA trip. So we went out there for a full weekend. I left on Thursday, came back on Monday. So I did take off from work that Friday and that Monday so I could travel. And y'all, LA was a vibe, okay? I love LA. And I never thought that I would say that, okay? Y'all know, first of all, y'all know I'm a Florida girl all the way down, okay? I love me some Florida. I love the South. Very proud of where I come from. Very protective over like my history, my identity, which includes the place that I come from. So no Florida jokes in the comments because you will get blocked and you might get cussed out as well, okay? Period. I've never lived anywhere outside of the South. I went to school in Tennessee. So I'm definitely a Southern girl for about 30 years. Been in the South, but I went to LA and I loved LA, y'all. This is not my first time in LA. I think this is actually my third time being in LA. The very first time I went to LA, I did vlog that experience. So go ahead and check out that vlog. I'll link it up above for you. The cousin that I visited then is the same cousin. And I just really loved being out there with her, y'all. Like, LA was such a vibe. Like, I can't stop saying that. LA is such a vibe. Y'all, the sun in LA hit different, okay? I'm in Miami right now, and contrary to popular belief, Miami is not very sunny at all. Like, even compared to where I'm from, like, I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida, period. I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida, which is actually on the west coast of Florida, and y'all know Miami is on the east coast of Florida, and just the amount of sun that you get on the east coast versus the west coast is completely different. Y'all know the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So in the west, you get a lot more of that sun in the afternoon time. You get the beautiful golden hour. You know, you get this very sunset vibes. And so even back home, I got a lot more sun than I do get in Miami. Like, Miami is always cloudy. It's always shadowy. It's always raining here. Like, the weather in Miami is not it. And you would not expect that out of Miami. But yeah, it just does not give at all. I'm using this blush. This blush is called Buried Away by Mented Cosmetics. Once again, the sun agreed with me. The weather agreed with me. I don't think it rained a single day that we were out there. It was just perfect, perfect, perfect weather for me. Perfect summer weather. I love the people in LA. Like, I didn't meet one bad person in LA. Just the vibes are good. And I think a part of that has to do with the fact that I was hanging out with my cousin. So a lot of the people we were interacting with are people she had relationships with, and she's just a great person. So obviously great people gravitate towards her. Even the strangers we were meeting out and about were just super cool, super chill. And we met a lot of people who are actually from LA, which surprised me because, you know, LA has a lot of transplants. Obviously people who are not from there but come there for a career or whatever. They were super cool as well. Like, just very good people, very good energy. It was absolutely amazing. While out there, I also got to spend time with my other cousin. It was amazing being able to see her and catch up a little bit. Like, we just had a great time. Really enjoyed LA, and I honestly could see myself moving to LA. Not even gonna hold you. And obviously, as an influencer, LA is a place to be because that's where all the events happen. You know, that's where all the stuff goes down. Not today, because I'm actually gonna renew my lease in Miami, so I'll be in Miami for at least another year. But I could see myself moving to LA one day. Like, it was that good of an experience, and I just don't want myself to forget that. And I don't ever want to get complacent where I am and say, well, I'm here now, so it is what it is. Like, no, I always want to be able to look forward to something and move. If I feel the spirit telling me to move, I'm gonna move, right? And I had already like been saying that, like, I'm gonna move to LA, I'm gonna move to LA. But like, this was kind of confirmation for me that it is gonna happen for me one day. The part that felt the best to me is like having family there. Now, even though I'm only 3-4 hours away from my family, I don't have any family in Miami, and that has made a huge impact on my Miami experience. Y'all, as somebody who, again, is a Southern girl, is just naturally asocial, don't have a lot of friends, I spend a lot of time with my family, and because I don't live with my family right now and I don't have any family in Miami, I just feel very isolated and very alone. I kind of have talked about this in previous videos, how I haven't found community in Miami, and I do think a huge part of that is that I don't have family in Miami, and family is a big foundation for me. So just being able to literally go across the country and have 1 or 2 cousins there that I was able to spend time with, plus my sister being there as well, it felt right. It felt very natural, and it felt very homey, even though I wasn't at home. And it's just because like I was able to spend time with my family. So I do think a huge part of like why Miami isn't really sticking to me is the fact that I don't have any family here. I'm not about to cry. Whew. So one of the things that excited me about LA is that if I do move to LA, I will have family there already. By the way, my cousin LaQuelle is like my favorite cousin. Well, besides her niece, which she came in recently. So before her niece existed, LaQuelle has always been like my favorite cousin. That was a cousin that I looked up to. She was a cousin that always inspired me. Like in school, when we were used to write essays about like my favorite family member or like the person that inspired me, I would always write about LaQuelle. So just being able to like follow in her footsteps a little bit and just like going to LA, experiencing LA. She also lived in Miami, fun fact. It's kind of funny. But I think that also had just a lot to do with like my experience and why LA just felt so right to me. So I do think it's different when you know you're moving somewhere and you already have that built-in foundation, you already have that built-in community, which again, I'm lacking here, and I can feel that I'm lacking it here. So it really does have a huge impact on like my interpretation of the city. Now don't get me wrong, Miami is great, and I do like Miami even despite like not having that community. But Miami don't feel like home. 1 or 2 things can happen. I can find a community to make Miami feel like home, or I can find a community elsewhere that already feels like home. And just the way that it's been looking for me right now, I have not really been able to establish any community in Miami. So that's not to say that it won't happen for me. I'm still very hopeful. I may also just move across the country. But I think I'm gonna make a separate video about LA, and I may have enough clips to make a video. Hopefully I do. If not, I'll definitely post some short form content from LA because I did get a good amount of content in LA. I just don't know if it's enough to make like a full-blown vlog out of it. So that's life lately. Other than work, the job is jobbing. Watched the video at work the other day about working in a startup. So I do work in a startup. The video said something along the lines of like working at a startup is not the place where you have a work-life balance. And that just rang so true to me, just because I feel like work consumes so much of my life right now, and I feel like I have not had a work-life balance. First of all, don't believe in the concept of work-life balance because work is a part of your life. So why would I balance one aspect of my life with the entirety of my life? Doesn't make sense. But for sure, I have been feeling that feeling of like, yeah, the work-life balance is not feeling very balanced, you know? But that is the reality of working in a startup. I think it's really cool that I work at a startup, and I've just been learning so much and growing so much and evolving so much. So I don't regret it. But that's definitely one thing that I think plays into me also not being able to find a community. I mean, I work the same hours as everybody else, but it just be feeling like work takes up so much of my life. So that's that. I don't really want to talk a lot about work, to be quite honest with you. Like when I'm not working, I don't want to think about work. So face is looking great. great, okay? So, oh wait, sorry, I just bronzed my whole face without telling y'all what I was using. So I went ahead and used the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Face and Eye Bronzer Highlighter Palette. This is what it looks like. We are going to go in with some under eye powder, Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush, something about Flawless and Airbrush and filter, and I absolutely love this. I use it as my under eye powder, but I'm actually getting a lighter shade to put underneath my eyes because this is kind of super close to my skin tone, so it does kind of darken up my eyes a little bit, which I don't want. So I recently just ordered some more and I went a shade up, so I'm interested to see how that makes my under eye look. Did y'all see that Fenty Beauty just released their new Ease Drop Skin Tint Stick? It's a foundation stick. Don't worry, I already ordered it, and y'all know I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a review, so that is on the way, coming soon. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss that video. What were we talking about? I don't quite remember what we were talking about. So I'm gonna set my face using this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip setting spray. It's called something like that. I personally don't recommend this. It's a little dewy. I think it's supposed to be dewy actually, but I personally don't like the dewy finish on my makeup. I like a natural finish. You live and you learn. I like the primer so much that I thought I was gonna like the setting spray too, but it's just a little too dewy for me. Yeah, I've been getting PR from a couple of brands, which I'm super excited about, super grateful for. So I think I recently got PR from Fenty Skin, Bobbi Brown, what else? I got some stuff from Lancome, Kiss Products, Makeup Forever. I'm kind of looking at my makeup over there. Oh, KVD Beauty. I've definitely been getting the PR packages, which I'm super, super grateful for. I remember there was a time where I did not get a single PR package and I was like praying for that. I used to pray for times like this to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, shine like this. So y'all will be seeing some new makeup pop up on the channel. Gonna go into that same Fenty palette that I was using and use the highlighter in there to go ahead and add a little shim to the face. Beyonce will be here in less than a week. Her Renaissance World Tour hits Miami this Friday, and guess who ain't got no ticket? I ain't got no ticket, y'all. I am going to be that last minute girl that tries to buy a ticket the day of and get it upgraded. I've been seeing all the videos of people giving the tips and tricks on how to get a Renaissance ticket for dirt cheap because I was not about to pay $300 for a ticket. I'm so sorry. Beyonce, I love you, girl. I've seen you twice already in concert. I went to Formation World Tour. I went to Run the World, Run This Town. What? On the Run. Child, like, what was the tour called with Jay-Z? I went to On the Run tour. So I've seen Beyonce twice in concert already, and I would love to see her again. So I am planning on doing the super last minute thing. Matter of fact, I've already bought an outfit. If you want to see my outfit, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and on TikTok so you can see the outfit. The fit is giving, if I do say so myself. I need to add a couple of last minute touches, like accessories and stuff like that, but I think I'm gonna just get that off of Amazon. And my sister is actually helping me find some shoes for my fit because I'm trying to see the queen. So yeah, if you've gone to the Renaissance World Tour already, let me know how your experience was in the comments, and more importantly, leave me any tips and tricks that I need to know about this whole experience. I already know she's gonna be on TP time, okay? So I'm not worried about that, but I'm gonna get there early anyways because of the whole ticket situation. I'm gonna go into this Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb and How Many Carats as like my little shim on the eyes. And this is also what I'll be using for my Renaissance makeup look, so that will be coming pretty soon. I think I'm gonna vlog that whole day / experience. And of course, I will be trying to film as much of the concert as humanly possible while also enjoying the experience in person. But yeah, so just stay tuned to the channel because we will be giving you the Renaissance experience, all right? I said this a little earlier, but I have decided to renew my lease, which I actually need to do. So if y'all don't already know, I came to Miami at the beginning of October. So my lease renewal is currently approaching, and obviously they're trying to get me to renew the lease sooner rather than later. I honestly haven't found anywhere else in the same price range that had good reviews and all that stuff, and I don't dislike my apartment. Obviously there are some things I don't like about it, like this loud behind neighbor. I hope you can hear me. They get on my nerves. And there's just minor things here and there, but overall, very good experience. Very safe. Don't have to worry about very many things. If I have an issue, it gets resolved. Overall, pretty pleasant experience in this apartment. So because I am renewing my lease, I'm finally committing to actually decorating my apartment. Something that I realized about myself is that I get really tripped up on the idea of permanence. And the fact that I know that this is not like my forever place, sometimes I get to a point where I'm like, well, I don't necessarily need to make it feel like home if it's only temporary. And I've noticed that about myself. I've been like that basically my whole life. Like even moving to college, did not decorate my dorm for like the first 3 or 4 years of college. Really took me a while to really get comfortable in the space and decorate the space. Sometimes I sacrifice my comfort for the fact that I'm not going to be here forever. But it's like, girl, make yourself as comfortable as you possibly can for the time that you are here, right? So now that I'm going to be here for at least another year, I am again committing to actually decorating my apartment. We're going to go bit by bit, piece by piece. You know, I already know I live in a studio apartment, so it's not very big. Not a lot of stuff that we need to decorate. I'm going to start with the bathroom because first of all, the bathroom is my favorite room in a house or a domicile. I just love the bathroom. The bathroom just is like a safe space for me and has always been. I also think it's the easiest to kind of renovate and like spruce up. I think I'm gonna go to like the main space next. I say main space because again, it's a studio apartment, so I don't have actual rooms. It's just one big space. So I'm gonna move to like the living / bedroom area. I'll do some things here and there to the kitchen, but I don't think the kitchen needs very many things. But I do also want to do the entryway. So there are a couple of spaces. Oh, and I have a balcony. I do have a balcony, which is pretty cool, and I can put some stuff out there. So there are definitely things that I can do to the space to make it feel more homey, to make it look more aesthetic. And I'm definitely going to take y'all along for the ride. So get ready for an apartment series coming up soon. Okay, a studio apartment series, just making the most out of your space. Again, just making a home feel like home. I need to stop talking and do my brows. So I'm using the Mented Cosmetics brow pencil, and this is in the color Take a Brow. I spend so much time in my apartment. I work from home twice a week, so I really do need to make it feel as comfortable as humanly possible. Using the Milk Makeup Eyebrow Gel to set these brows. I just had a very random thought. You know how I really want to find at least one community to integrate into? I want to join a book club. I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes. There we go. Milk Makeup Infinity Longwear Eyeliner in the shade Outer Space. Milk did send this over to me along with the brow gel, so thank you, Milk, for that. So I'm going to do my waterline, and I'm also going to line the top of my eye as well. So this is what the eyes look like. I'm going to smudge it out with my bronzer using the deepest color. This is the color Thick Mint, just to give me, again, a little bit of a smoky, mysterious, angsty emo look. Love that for me. Very much my era right now. Oh, I became a plant mom in the last couple of months, but don't want to talk much about that because one of my plants is already dying. If y'all got any plant tips, let a sister know because they struggling, y'all, and I don't know what to do for them. I got an aloe plant, and then I have an elephant ear plant. The elephant ear plant is the one that's dying. The aloe plant started dying as well, which I'm not really sure why it did, but it looks fine now. But the elephant ear plant is definitely like on its way out. I don't know why. I don't freaking know. I looked up an article like the other day. It said maybe inconsistent watering, which I mean, I didn't think I was being inconsistent with the watering, but maybe I was. I think it's getting a little too dry for its own liking. And then also when I went out of town to LA, I like overwatered it, try to compensate for not being able to water it, and I really don't think that helped at all. Like when I came back, girl, it was yellow brown leaves galore. So I went ahead and cut those off because that is what the article recommended. And then I watered it, and it's sitting in front of the balcony window right now where it is getting the most light because that's the only light that I get in my house, which I think has a huge effect on just like my overall outlook on Miami and life, is that I don't have enough natural light in this apartment. I'm gonna be here for a whole another year, so we're gonna have to make it do what it do. So I went ahead and applied my mascara. I went ahead and used the Maybelline The Falsies Lash Lift Mascara. Can't show you the packaging because it's destroyed. Okay, I've had it for a very long time, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and finish off the look, okay? Because as you can see, She's coming together. Okay, okay. I'm gonna actually line my lips using 2 different lip liners. I'm gonna line my lips using these 2 liners. We have the Mented Cosmetics lip liner in the color Bear, and the Dose of Colors New Attain collection, and this is in the color Chocolate Chip. And then I'm actually gonna use 2 different lip glosses. We got the NYX Cosmetics Butter Gloss in the color Angel Food Cake. And I'm actually gonna top that off with the Fenty Beauty. This is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Heat. As you can see, it's beat up. All my stuff is kind of beat up. I've noticed that. I be beating stuff up. So let's get into the face. So this was my go-to makeup look in LA, and as you can tell, it was very much giving, it was very much sitting. And again, this is how my hair was looking. Well, child, I got so much to say about this hairstyle. Just wait for the video about these boho braids, child, because yeah, it's coming soon. But yeah, this is what the hair is looking like right now. This is the makeup look, and that is the life update. So that's kind of everything that has been going on with me. Please stay tuned to my channel because again, I have so much stuff planned for y'all. I've seen all the love that y'all have been leaving me on my videos. I have a couple of videos that I need to go through and answer some comments, so I absolutely will do that. Thank you so much for taking your time to comment on my videos, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, again, remember to hit that subscribe button. Also like this video so YouTube can share with other people, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one next week because I'm back on my schedule. Okay, all right, bye y'all.